Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Conway Show at 5:30 today. Of course, Mark Thompson is here at every Tuesday. But at 5:30 today, we're going to meet a guy named Paul, and his wife Trudy is with him as well. And he was another one of these heroes that saved Steph Foosh's life. And this guy has an unbelievable story.
I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I just was hearing it in the hallway. It's extraordinary. You must hear this.
He thought Steph Foosh was going to die even after they helped him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how touch and go it was with Steph Foosh, getting saved or passing away on that freeway.
He called his wife. This is one thing I will just relate to you. I'm sure he'll mention this. But he said he was on the phone to his wife, and this is going on. He sees this car turned over on its side, and it's already on fire. And he just sees cars going by. And he said to his wife, I can't believe nobody's stopping. I've got to stop and see if I can help. And then the rest of the story you'll hear in about 20 minutes. But it's an extraordinary moment where you're thinking, I have to do something. And he did.
I don't know if that's an L.A. thing where people drive by the accident. But you remember the footage that came out over the weekend of the 9 or 10-year-old kid that was walking on the monorail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody stopped what they were doing to try to save that kid.
Right.
But that's Boston, I think. I think it was in Boston or Maryland. I don't know where. It was somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's an L.A. thing. We're on our phones. We'll figure, somebody else will take care of that. Somebody will handle that.
They're on their phones everywhere. I think that is also a circumstance. You see this little kid up on a monorail. It's right up above you, gets everybody's attention. I don't know. To be fair, I think it, would have been the same way here.
Yeah, I think stopping at an accident takes a real guy.
I agree. It takes a real sense of responsibility of wanting to help. Yeah, I agree.
And we've had, we'll now have talked to 4 of the 5 people who were there that saved Steph Foosh's life. 4 guys and 1 woman.
And I'll not say, I'll let him tell you how we got in touch with him. In other words, it's a good story, even how he ended up here.
Yeah, it is a good story.
Yeah.
All right, Cardi B has been found factually innocent of the charges.
What was the problem, Tim? Why was this whole thing happening?
I think Cardi B got wild one night and was accused of scratching a woman in the face.
I see.
And they couldn't come to a settlement, so they had to take up courtroom time. There's other bigger cases I think that could have been handled, but I don't know. This happened a couple years ago. And so the verdict was handed down just moments ago. Cardi B, innocent absolutely innocent.
Cardi B has been found not liable in a civil trial brought by a security guard. Imani Ellis claimed the rapper cut her face and spat on her during an altercation outside of a doctor's office in 2018. Cardi B maintained that she never touched the plaintiff, and just minutes ago, the jury reached a verdict finding Cardi B not liable for any monetary compensation after deliberating for less than an hour. And here's what the rapper had to say outside of court just minutes ago.
I'm not even playing around. I will, even if I'm in my deathbed, I swear to God, I will say it in my deathbed. I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that girl. I didn't lay my hands on that girl.
She had like the Bill Clinton beats on there. I did not have sex relations with that woman.
I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that girl. I didn't lay my hands on that girl.
All right, and the jury decided that she didn't. So she's now a free woman to go on about her day. I imagine, though, she paid a lot in lawyers.
Yeah, but maybe she could sue for legal fees.
Maybe. That's possible. That's possible. All right. We have this is interesting. Let me ask you a question, Mark Thompson. How often do you change the sheets on your bed?
Maybe once a month.
Once a month. Okay.
Yeah.
If I go,
maybe, I think it's probably 3 weeks or a month.
Okay. I go once a week, and I can tell if it's 8 days. I'm very particular when it comes to that. I'd like to do it every night, but my wife thinks that's crazy.
We need to change
every night.
I'd like a hotel.
Yeah.
Because it only takes 4 or 5 minutes. And you have 8 hours of bliss, of great sleep on brand new, crispy, beautiful sheets.
Nothing feels better than clean sheets.
Right, but if you could do that in 4 minutes, while you're doing nothing anyway, I think that's the move every night.
I don't know if I don't think it's 4 minutes. Stripping the bed, we have the heavy blanket that now people like. They like to sleep with the heavy blanket. Are you familiar with that?
Oh, yeah,
my wife has
weighted blanket. Yeah. So that you got the big bed with the big weighted blanket, and you got to take all the other things off, and then you got to, I don't know, it's more than 4 minutes, Tim.
The weighted blanket is interesting because it cannot go in the washer. So it's
it's a dry clean only?
I think it is. I don't think you can put that kind of weight in your washer.
Well, what we
I think it'll walk down to Baskin Robbins.
We have a cover over it. It's like what is that? A duvet?
A duvet, yeah.
So it's never really exposed to any kind of dirt or whatever. And also, there's nobody we're not eating in bed, and we're not. I mean, I don't know, but maybe I don't know. It just you got me thinking that we're just who
is the board op, Bellio? You'll remember that screwed up bidet with duvet.
Was that Russell?
No, I don't think it was Russell. I can't remember who. Oh, no, it was Elmer, I think.
Oh, yeah, it was Elmer. It was Elmer.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's like, when I'm my first date, she asked to use the bidet. Right. She likes to sleep with a bidet. I'm like, what?
No, I think he said, I like the cleanliness of a duvet or something. He had it switched, that he was cleaning himself with the duvet.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. He likes it. Yeah, I like to clean myself after I go to the bathroom with the duvet. I'm like, what? Oh, no, it's his girlfriend. His girlfriend liked to wipe to clean herself with the duvet.
Yes,
I'm like, wow,
exactly.
you are really accepting of odd behavior. How often does that happen? He goes, well, it goes every day. She'll like to clean herself.
Sometimes a couple times a day.
What a wild house, A woman goes to the bathroom and then cleans herself with the duvet. Woo! Man, oh, man. So, Belly, let me ask you, how often do you change the sheets, if you don't mind me asking?
I honestly do it once a week.
Once a week. Okay, I think that's the rule of thumb. What about you, Croge?
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, not as much as I should, but I'm getting better at it.
Sammy?
At least once a week.
At least once a week. That's my kind of guy.
Wow.
What about Angel?
I make a mess on there.
Is Angel with us?
Huh? On the
week?
Fridays.
Every
once
Friday.
a week.
All right. I like that. Let's find out how often you should do it. How often you should change it.
We use our bath towels, hang them to dry, and then we don't give them a second thought until they smell, maybe.
Oh.
So how
that's
often?
That's not true.
Oh, my God.
Now, I think to say, we're using fresh towels and
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, we have like 900 towels.
I'm not sitting there and waiting until they smell.
We have too many towels.
Yeah.
So how often should you change them out?
Not as frequently as I would like to, definitely, for sure.
What about bed sheets?
Okay, what about bed sheets? When we come back, we'll give you that answer. How often should you change your bed sheets? My opinion, every day. every day. Put on new sheets and enjoy your life. Take you 5 minutes to do it, and you'll have 8 hours of beautiful sleep. We're live on, or Thompson, who is once a year. We're live on KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640. It's Conway Show. Mark Thompson is here. Woo-hoo. Look at that. All right. How often do you change the sheets on your bed? Well, let's find out what the rule of thumb is. I would like to do it every day. We do it definitely once a week. And I notice if it's more than once a week. It just feels like...
Yeah, Tim is very good about it.
And I don't always do this, but I do like to shower before I go to bed. There's something nice about being clean before you go to bed.
I'm going to say something to you, and I'd forgotten about it until just this moment. And it's a...
You're not a vegan?
It's that when I come in on Tuesdays, I've noticed something about you.
All right.
You smell clean. No, you do. You smell like some soapy fragrance. But
that's right.
What is that? Are you coming right out of the shower and coming here?
Yeah.
It's unreal. It's a consistent feature of who you are.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, it's absolutely true. And I made a mental note today to ask you about it, and I'd forgotten it until you just mentioned the sheets and you try to shower before you go to bed.
Well,
how many showers then do you take every day?
I like to take a minimum of 2.
Okay.
But I also, we come in and we rehearse the show. We write. We talk to the writers, the producers. At 10 o'clock we have a Zoom call. That goes on till noon. Then I come in. I put the Bellio and I and Foosh and Crozier. We all put the audio and the show together. And then I go home and I shower at 3:20.
I see.
And I leave at 3:40. And I'm here by 3:45. And I like to. I don't like to go out of the house unless I'm clean and shaven. I don't like to, like once in a while I go to Home Depot with a t-shirt on, but I don't like doing that because Mark, contrary to what you might think, and this is a town of, movie stars and athletes and politicians and writers and stuff like that. But I like to have a nice shirt on and long pants on if somebody says, hey, ding dong with you. I don't like to look like a slob.
Yeah. You're representing your brand.
That's
what you're telling me.
Hey, Ron.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I went through a Cane's, that chicken place.
Sure.
And the lady said, what's your name when you drive through? I said, Tim. And she goes, and I forgot about it. I drive around. My daughter's with me. And I get to the window where I pick up the chicken. And she goes, Tim? I go, ding dong. And my daughter puts her head down and goes, oh my God. She goes, Dad, she just asked your name like 5 minutes ago and they wanted to get the order right. They don't recognize you at all. Yeah. I hit her with the ding dong.
That's very funny. Yeah. That's very funny.
I thought it was. All right. How often should you change your bed sheets? Let's get into this.
What about bed sheets?
Probably once every 2 weeks.
Oh,
that's
my
good.
God.
That's good. Yeah, that's
what
right.
a pig.
Once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks? God almighty. What are you, homeless?
Your pillowcases.
I try to change them at least once a week.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You put your head on that thing, for God's sakes, every night.
Important questions because
during the day, your body's accumulating environmental pollutants, sweat.
Plus, your dead skin cells are all nutrients for bacteria and fungus, and they attract dust mites.
Oh, my God. That sounds horrible.
When you dry something in the dryer, it's a lot of it that's caught in that vent is dead skin,
Oh God!
And you got to be cleaner in life, I think.
Wow.
Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Han Lee says these microbes can break down your skin's natural barrier.
That might be a portal of entry for these types of bacteria.
At Makeup Designery in Burbank, artists change and clean towels and brushes after every single use.
Okay, I get that. Yeah, that's
that's not a...
You know what bothered me is the old when you get your hair cut, the combs that come out of that blue solution.
Oh, sure.
Oh, my God. I thought, how many hair.
But I thought that blue solution is like a way to kill all the germs, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. But how often do they change the blue solution?
No, good point.
I don't know.
Oh, sanitization
is that covered in the story, too, in addition to the sheets?
I hope so.
Oh, sanitization is number one in beauty.
While Dr. Lee says you don't have to be that strict, there are general rules. For bath towels, she recommends changing them after 2 to 3 uses.
Okay, 2 to 3 uses. I might go 4 to 5. I might go 5. Maybe.
Yeah. But if your bathroom is so humid your towels don't dry, get a new one.
Oh, who has a bathroom that's so humid the towels don't dry? We live in a desert. Are you kidding me?
It must be maybe this is a national story.
Maybe it is.
Florida or something.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's coming out of D.C. and the swamplands of
exactly.
Maryland.
But if your bathroom is so humid your towels don't dry,
then get a construction guy over there to work that out.
Get a new one.
It could be a good environment for mold or bacteria to linger.
I have noticed that when I went to Florida to visit a friend, when you put your towel up on the shower at night, in the morning it's still wet, because it's so humid there. It doesn't dry. But here, they should dry pretty quickly.
I always prefer to never wipe myself off with a wet towel just because it's like that just doesn't feel sanitary.
Yeah, like 330 other million people in America. This guy just told us that he doesn't like to dry off with a wet towel.
To never wipe myself off with a wet towel just because it's like that just doesn't feel sanitary.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Right.
Nailed it.
Right. Yeah. So you have to change it more if your towels don't dry.
Yeah.
Basically.
Wow.
What about your bed sheets?
The general recommendation is about every week, maybe even more often if it's on your the pillowcase.
That's a general rule, but she says it all depends if you get night sweats, sleep with a pet, or with someone else. You may.
I'm going to step up our sheet changing game, though.
Is that right?
As a result of this. Yeah, I'm going once a week now. I really am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, who changes them? Will you do that, or is that...
No, we have a lovely lady who
comes in and does
special
that?
Sheet changer.
Okay.
I mean, just like, when you pull into the pits and they do all the tires and stuff, you don't get out of the car and help them with the tires.
That's right.
They go in, they're special tire changing specialists. That's what I have for the sheets.
You know what bothers me is when I watch NASCAR, they put 20 gallons of gas in 4 seconds. And yet, we all sit at that pump for 10 minutes. They can't extend that service to us. We've got to sit there and wait and look around to see who's going to wipe you out.
That's pretty funny.
Well, shouldn't that technology has been around for 30 years?
Sure.
In NASCAR.
Yeah.
And they can't help us out at Arco or Shell?
Well, I'm sure they feel like, hey, you're actually getting into your car pretty quickly, believe it or not. I get it. It's not as quick as NASCAR, but it's pretty quick.
I want it quicker.
You may need to change your sheets more frequently.
Uh-oh. All right, here we go.
It's a lot of laundry.
To keep linens fresh, Dr. Lee says go to bed clean. And that means washing your face or showering every night. And
there you go. Ding dong with these showers.
And look for breathable materials.
Like natural cotton, linen, bamboo sheets tend to have a little bit of an antimicrobial property to it.
Wait, what kind of sheets?
Bamboo sheets.
Who has bamboo sheets?
I think that's a thing.
I've seen
it. Yeah, I've seen it served to me on Instagram and stuff. Yeah.
Isn't that hard or?
No, I mean, I guess it's made from
I see.
them, but they're not.
Dr. Lee says, when in doubt, change it out. Denise Tador, ABC 7, Eyewitness News.
It was local, wasn't it? Yeah.
Steckler used to say he bought these really cheap sheets. I think he said the thread count was 9. And it was like sleeping on tennis nets. So it's a funny reference. All right, when we come back, we have the hero, another hero that has saved the day. His name is Paul, and his wife's name is Trudy, I believe. Yeah, but Paul and Trudy.
The way that he found his way to us being in touch with him, that in itself is a story.
Yes.
And then, of course, the story of what happened with Foosh is also, it's riveting.
And he thought Foosh was going to die.
Yeah, he said that.
Even after they saved him.
Right.
That's crazy, Bellio. I hope you're okay.
It's an emotional story.
It is for Bellio.
She really has
Yeah, you're gonna make it. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. Okay. All right. You can go outside. You don't have to stay in for this. All right. We're live on KFI AM 640. It's Conway and Thompson.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Conway Show. Mark Thompson is here. And we have met another one of these beautiful people who saved Steph Foosh's life. And he's with us with his wife, Trudy. Paul Rifino. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing well, Tim. Thanks for asking.
Yes, man. Oh, man. I want to know everything about that day, how it happened, what you were doing. But first, your background. Born and raised in L.A.?
Born and raised in L.A., Pico Rivera.
Okay. All right. And then and you work for a huge company.
Northrop Grumman.
They make a lot of the fighter jets.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, that's a big business.
Yeah, it is.
And you got to get those right.
We do.
Yeah.
Can't be wrong.
What do you make? The F-18s?
F-18s.
Hornets?
The Hornets.
Yeah.
But it's coming to a close at the end of the year. So.
Oh, it is?
Almost 40 years. And
wow. Yeah. Do you have the next contract for the newer planes?
We hope so.
Yeah.
We got a few. But
and these are stealth fighters?
No, those are a little bit different.
Okay. Did you guys make was it McDonnell Douglas that made the DC-10, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's commercial.
Yeah, and they don't make those anymore?
Well, I don't know what they do, to be honest.
I'll tell you a quick story about the DC-10. Then I want to spend as much time talking about Steph Foosh as possible. I never get high because I get paranoid. And my buddy of mine, I was going to go to New York for a job interview. He said, hey, take a couple of hits of a joint before you get on the plane and you'll fall asleep and you'll laugh. You'll enjoy the ride. I said, oh, okay. So like an idiot, we're taking an overnight flight, red eye, leaves midnight at LAX, gets in at 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, New York. So a couple of hits, get on the plane, and these wide bodies, they shake as they leave, as they take off. Well, the luggage rack, the luggage compartment was shaking, and I put my hand up to see if I could reduce the noise, and it went away. So now I am high, and I'm like, oh, I'm holding this plane together from here to New York. I can't let go. And I held that luggage rack until New York. And the flight attendant come by and goes, sir, you okay? But yeah, I'm just stretching here. Just holding the flight together, baby. Holding everybody's life in my hands. I'm like, oh, where's the guy that's been high for his first flight? That guy over there.
You're a real hero.
Yeah, I was. I saved the flight. Look, you think you saved a guy? I saved 385 people.
That's right.
On this, the TWA could have gone down. All right, so take us through the day that this all happened. It was 3 weeks ago tomorrow, to the day after tomorrow, I believe, and it was on the 105 East. Were you going east on the 105?
No, going 105. Yes, going 105 East. Yeah, I was actually going to football practice. I coach high school football.
Oh, that's right. You coach for what school?
Pioneer High School in Whittier.
Pioneer. Okay. And you were from Whittier?
La Habra, Whittier area.
Okay. Yeah. And Pioneer's a good school.
Well, I was at La Habra for...
which is even a better school.
Well, if we don't want to say that. No. I really love the kids that I'm working with right now. They're great young men, and it's...
Are you the head coach?
No, just a good friend of mine's running the organization along with two of them. One's getting ready to retire. Chuck, a high school friend of mine, runs the program. He's done an amazing job.
Right.
And
are you offense, defense?
I'm working the defense.
Okay.
So I do help a little bit on both sides of the ball, but I've been doing this for 33 years.
Yeah. I've noticed that defensive coaches in college and the pros get angrier than the offensive coaches.
Well, that's a little bit more frustrating.
Yeah, because, especially when you let up a 58-yard bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
And you told the guy a million times not to do that.
That's the problem with being the defensive back coach. You're a receiver coach, and the kid drops the pass. Well, they're not looking at the coach. They're looking at the kid.
Sure.
You're the defensive back coach. They're not looking at the kid. They're looking at the coach. So it's tough.
It's a really cutthroat business, being on defense. Because your whole life is preventing somebody from doing something.
Exactly.
All right, so you're driving eastbound and you see the accident?
I was on the phone with my wife.
Right.
And I just saw the car just on its last teeter, and I'm saying, honey, I there's a car on its end in the middle of the freeway, and no one's stopping. And that was shocking in itself. I mean, I know an individual had seen it that stopped.
Right.
So I pulled over right away. And, I jump over the little barrier right there. It was up going on the 110.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. On the diamond lane.
Correct.
Yeah.
So got out, jumped the wall. I saw a gentleman running down up the off ramp there. Another gentleman got up. as we got there kind of simultaneously, a gentleman tried to open the door, the passenger door, because he was on the side. It was on its end.
On the driver's side.
Yeah. So a gentleman tried to open the top of the door, the passenger side, and the car was already on fire.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was already flames coming out of the engine.
Oh, my God. You had to work quickly.
You know, it's funny how it all worked out. Everybody had their own little part in this. Nothing was said. Much was said. We all did our thing. And so, you know, as we're kind of standing there, and I'm thinking, I said to the guys, I said, we got to get this car over on its end, or he's not going to make this. We got to.
Because his left arm was stuck under the door?
Had no idea about that.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea. Just if we didn't get him out, that car was going to go up in flames fairly quickly.
Oh,
it was already in flames. So it took us about 3 pushes to get it over on its end. And as we're doing that, I was telling Sharon, I said, you know, the last thought I'm thinking is, wow, if this thing goes right now,
you're all dead.
Dear Lord, this last thing that I do on earth is going to hopefully get me the key to heaven. Right?
That's right.
So all resolved.
That's right. So when you push it over, did you have to drag him out of that car?
You know, it's kind of a blind thing. I think the guys opened it up for him. A couple of the guys helped him out, and I looked at him, and I saw his arm right away, and it was as graphic as you can ever imagine.
Oh my God!
All I saw, as I think I shared earlier, was all his muscle and skin was hanging from the backside, and it was nothing but skeleton.
Oh my God!
First thoughts were, you know, I said a quick prayer. I said, "There's no way he's going to survive this." And
you thought he was going to bleed out?
I thought so.
Yeah.
The guys that were helping, quick thinking, tourniquet. I'm sure they told you the same thing. There's a lady that I work with, and I shared this story with her that I was going to come. She said not to mention her name, but she's the one that wrapped her arm.
Oh, really?
So we all were getting some of our rags, clean rags, from our vehicles and just using them for the tourniquets that the guys did. They did a great job on doing that.
And luckily there was a nurse there that said, don't pour water on that arm.
You know what? By that time, I was kind of directing traffic.
Okay.
So it was messy.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing you were mentioning to me in the hallway that there were, after you'd made that sort of initial observation that no one had stopped and you were, you know, you got there and door was pulled open, et cetera, you got the car back over, that there did then a group started to form. And that's when you felt like I can be of better use now, directing traffic.
And I did mention, there's too many hands on. We only need a couple to do what, and they were doing what they did well. I think there was a gentleman that said, you know, I just took some classes for first aid. Another gentleman came with a little first aid kit, and I told him that's not going to help us right now. You know, this is not good.
Right. I like when people do that. They show up with their box of Band-Aids, and you go, his head's off. I don't know where you're going to do with the Band-Aids.
But the intent was there.
Yeah, I get that. Man, oh, man. I'm glad that you stopped. You know, hundreds of people passed that same accident and didn't stop.
No, that's what was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling my wife, I says, I got to get out. There's no one stopping here. You know, if you see a group of people pushing it over and on hand already.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think, I think that comes from, and again, Paul Rifino is with us. I think that may come from you working with kids and helping kids your whole life too.
That's a passion.
Yeah.
I love my own 2 children. I love my family very much, but it's, you meet a lot of people, especially young men that are single family homes.
Yeah.
Football is a life lesson sport. It's truly a life lesson sport.
Teamwork. The coaches really do play oftentimes father figure to those kids that you're talking about, right?
Yeah. It's a different game dealing with some of these young men. The stories I could tell you off the air would floor you.
Yeah.
But you're trying to be a mentor, a father figure of some sort, someone they can trust.
Sure. Paul, can you stay with us?
Of course.
Okay, when we come back, I want to talk to you about how you found out that you were one of the heroes that we were looking for.
Yes, that's
here
a great
on
story.
KFI.
Great
All right, it's Conway Show. Mark Thompson's here. Paul Rifino is with us. Trudy Rifino as well. Paul saved Stefoosh's life, was involved heavily in saving Stefoosh's life. If these guys didn't stop, Stefoosh would have burned alive in that car. And I know I hate to say that, but it's true. And I think it paints a better picture that we're not just BSing you. This could have been the worst case scenario. We're live on KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640. It is the Conway Show. Mark Thompson is here. Paul and Trudy Rifino are with us. Paul is one of the heroes that saved Stefoosh's life. 3 weeks ago tomorrow on the 105 freeway, eastbound to the 110 northbound, the car caught on fire. Luckily, five people stopped, 4 guys and a woman stopped by and pulled him out of that car while it was on fire and saved his life. And Paul was one of them, and very fortunate that you were driving by. And did you know that we were looking for you? Did you know you saved somebody's life that day?
No, again, and I have a hard time with that. So please forgive me.
Okay, I get it.
I'm struggling with the fact I don't look at it that way. I think.
How about if we do it this way? You cost him a lot of money by not pulling him out and putting that fire out. How about that, Ron? But all right, I understand.
The reality is just to be fair and just to help you get to this place, that if you don't stop, the car becomes consumed by the blaze pretty quickly, and so you don't stop and then help the others who are there. And there are just a couple of people to get the car back onto where you could swing the door open. Right. I mean, I hate to say it, but it happens to be true. That Foosh very probably would not have survived.
He, in more ways than one. When, like I said, the car was already on fire when it was on its side, and I was running up to the car, and you could see flames coming out of the hood. I had no idea it was electric or gas. Didn't know.
Fortunately, it was light where you can push it over.
Yes.
It wasn't big, some kind of SUV.
Right.
But all right, so you arrive on the scene, you push the car over, and but even after you pulled him out, you didn't think he was going to survive.
No, just looking at his arm, I said to myself, there's no way that he's going to survive.
Wow.
I don't know how. From what I saw, it was all skeleton with everything it was an ugly mess. And then I said,
does that haunt you? Can you see that?
I do. I haven't slept very well.
Right.
Haven't slept very well. I just want to see how he's doing. I wanted to talk to him, and that was the whole premise of how I tried.
Okay. Well, before we get into that, we've raised a lot of money. Maybe he can help you sleep. A better mattress, maybe some pillows, a heavy blanket, whatever you need. Take it out of his cash. But how did you know that we're looking for you?
The next day I went to work, and I was still kind of in shock. Shared the story with Trudy, and then the next day I shared a story with one of the guys at work, one of my leads. And I said, Rich, you're not going to believe what happened yesterday. Told him the story. Very next day, he comes up to me. He says, Paul, you're not going to believe what I heard last night. And he says, what did you hear? He goes, I listened to the Tim Conway Jr. show. And I go, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, I loved his dad.
Great.
I love you too.
That's great, man.
And he says, and they were talking about this accident. Well, evidently, he's a producer on the show.
Wow.
And I says, oh, wow, that's great. Now I can try and find out how he's doing.
Right.
I told my wife, I said, I need to know how he's doing. If he survived, if his arms, I didn't think he was going to even have an arm.
Yeah. Well, you know what? A side story to that is he was in the hospital, and his license, his registration, everything that could identify who he was burned up in the car. So we didn't hear from him all day. We went looking for him that night, and he was listed under John Doe in the hospital until 10 o'clock that night, and his parents had no idea where he was. We had no idea where he was, and we finally found him. Barbara, his mom, found him at a local hospital, and he was put under, what do they call it, intubated, and they didn't think he was going to make it.
Yeah, I don't even know. Talking to him, he was kind of in a state of shock, obviously. I'm hoping he was, because
that might have been just him too.
Well, but I've said this to Sharon. He is probably the most courageous of anyone that was there. Was him.
Oh, is that right?
Just to go through what he went through.
Yeah, very sweet man.
I mean, I'm sure he saw his arm, but I'm not sure if he was,
he
understanding what the situation.
Yeah. But I can't thank you enough, man. That was really cool. And anytime if we can do anything for you, if you're about to win the city championship, and we can get to the referees, whatever. You know what I mean? That's how things work.
Pioneer High will enjoy that. Yeah.
That's right. Who do you play this week? Who are you guys playing this week?
We play Magnolia High School.
Any good?
We're home. Hopefully we're better this week.
Okay. Right. Who'd you play last week?
We played Loera High School. We won 21-0.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay. Well, excellent. So. All right. Excellent. But I really appreciate you coming in. And Trudy, very nice to meet you. You guys will always be we will always owe you a favor, no matter what it is.
Just give him my best and give him my number. I would love to speak to him.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. We will do that. All right. He'll probably hit you up for a couple of bucks.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul and Trudy Rifino. Thank you very much.
Yeah, really wonderful.
God bless both of you. We're live on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.